In this lesson, we will tweak the villain's fall. Moving forward, we'll now work on the time at which the villain spins before she hits the floor. So let's go ahead and get started. She gets struck around frame 20. I think that looks good. You can see 23 works, but 24 needs some work. So we'll start tweaking there. We'll grab the right ankle. Now let's go ahead and fix this so that the ankle is not broken. Rotate it around, rotate it back for some follow through. Okay, so that works out well. I'll also lift this leg up a bit higher so it's not intersecting so much with the left leg. Now speaking of the left leg, we're getting some bad twisting around the thigh. No worries, we'll just go ahead and grab the knee control, and on 24 we'll just bring it in. Much better. Alright, great. So before moving forward, I would like to rotate the ankle back, the right ankle that is, a bit more, so it's not matched with the same angle as the left foot. Alright, and now we can go ahead and move up to the torso. You can see how it's a bit crooked on this frame. I'll go to more of a top view and start to scrub. You can see it's a bit crooked, and we have this drastic change from 24 to 25. So before we get to the arms, it's a good idea to first work on this mass, and then the appendages after. So I'm just straightening it up in the y-axis, rotating it over, and then we'll translate it over. Great. So that brings us now to the arms. Let's go ahead and start with the sword arm. We need a nice circular pattern from this as she spins. So on 24, let's go ahead and drop the arm some and bring it around a bit, and then we can go ahead and rotate the wrist out. I'll grab the elbow control and also bring that out. That will help the volume in the shoulder. And I'll bring this around just a bit more and rotate the blade out. Great. I'd say for some more drag, we can go ahead and rotate the blade out a bit more, and then bring the arm around, just slightly, not much. Alright, great, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and tweak the left arm. That definitely needs some work. And all we need to do is just bring that around. We need to still keep it extended and closer to the body as she's starting to unravel. Taking a look at the wrist, we'll compare 23 to 24. You can see that we just need a little bit of drag in the wrist on 24. So I'll just go ahead and rotate it up in the z-axis and out just slightly in the x-axis. Alright, great. So that works. How about the shoulder? We'll start by just rotating that back a bit, considering the position of the arm. And then we can go ahead and tweak our twist channels. Let's go to our Modify panel. And what we'll do is check for any keyframes on our twist channels that would need to be in place so that we don't have any weird rotation in the upper arm. So we just need to make sure that this animation is isolated, and we should have keys on 23 as well as 26. So that means that we can safely go in and add an in-between on 24. I'll start by zeroing out these channels just to see where that takes us. I'd say it's just about there. At that point, we can increase the value in the A channel, and we should be good to go. If anything, you might tweak B just slightly. But notice the change isn't much, and that will work out very well. Alright, so there is frame 24. That looks nice. Before moving forward, we may consider just bringing up the left elbow a bit. It was flatlined, so we want to make sure that it has a natural line of action. And now we can move to 25 and get right to work. Alright, so here, since we've been working on the upper body, let's go ahead and just scrub through from 23 to 26, just getting the flow down. I almost like to straighten out the torso a bit on 25, so we'll just go in and translate it over. Rotate it forward in the x-axis. Now we have this really nice flow in the torso. Great. Now for her neck, before we get to the arms, I'd like to go ahead and tweak the neck on 25. Just bring that around. It's a bit broken, which is not good. So we'll just go ahead and tweak that, bring it in a bit more to fix it. Great. Might even just rotate it a bit more over, screen left. This way we have a really nice flow as she falls. Alright, beautiful. So let's go ahead and start to now work on the arms. We'll start with the sword arm. It's kind of hard to select the control, so just go to wireframe with F3 until we find the arrow. There it is. And what we'll do is just go ahead and just bring this out and adjust the elbow, bringing that over. And now before we pose this any further, let's go ahead and take a look at the flow. So you can see that right now it's way too far back, because if we look at 26, you can see this is where it needs to twist around the most. So we just need to bring the sword closer into her on 25. Let's go ahead and translate it in. Rotate the blade down and bring the elbow back. Great. Alright, so to tweak this further, I might just go ahead and bring this sword arm down and then rotate the blade down as well. We'll need to tweak the elbow. Let's bring that up. I'll also make sure that we rotate the shoulder in. Okay, great. So I'd say it's just about there. We can drop the sword more. And then rotate it so it's closer towards her. And fix the elbow. So it's a matter of tweaking until we get the pose just right. And that works out very well. If anything, we can fix the break in the wrist by rotating the blade back a bit more. And then bringing the arm down and over. And now we have this really nice twist. Great. So let's go ahead and tweak the left arm. That needs to be extended, and it should still be slightly behind her, not much at all. We'll need to go to the elbow and bring that around. See, we're getting a little bit of twisting in the shoulder, but that won't be a problem to fix. Let's go ahead and bring the elbow up. I won't be concerned with the shoulder just yet. I just want to make sure that we have some nice follow through in the wrist as it spins around. And it looks like here we can go ahead and just rotate it back in the Z-axis. So scrubbing through, taking a look. Say it's almost there. I'd like to twist it around slightly in the X-axis as well as she's starting to spin around here. Then bring it back down in the Z, just straightening it up so it's not broken. I say we can call that good. Great. All right, let's go ahead and tweak the shoulder now. So again, we'll look for any keys that currently exist on our twist channels. So we have a few keys on 24 as well as 26. So we can now go in to 25. Let's go ahead and zero out these twist channels. And then start to make some very fine adjustments to bring volume back. And there we have it. Great. All right, so that looks good for the arms on 25. How about the legs? I'd say the left leg looks really nice. I think the right can use a little bit of work. We just need to fix the hyperextension by bringing that in, adding a bend there. And then we'll go to the knee control and just go ahead and drop that. Simply because it was way too high and the leg looks broken, so we just want to bring that knee down. And I'd say we're good to go now. So we have this very nice fall from our character. Now before moving forward, let's go ahead and just take a look at everything, looking at the legs, looking at the character's wrists. This is really exciting. I'd almost like to make a tweak on 22 before we call this finished. You can see how the wrist is up way too high, so let's just go ahead and bring that down in the x-axis. And there we have it. All right, so guess what? We have now finished tweaking the part at which the villainess falls. So now it's time to work on what happens after she lands. So that's basically the last section before we're ready to start polishing the heroine.